made a grant for Baltimore Stories. It was part of a brand new project at NEH that I want to explain, because it'll help you understand what I think about this moment that we find ourselves in right now. So 2 years ago, January 2015, NEH announced an initiative called The Common Good. And we saw it as a way to bring people from the humanities disciplines, historians, scholars of literature, philosophy, ethics, all the disciplines of the humanities, together with activists, journalists, community leaders, people outside the academy, to think together about the really challenging issues that are facing our communities today. And we funded initially just 21 projects, and on a very wide range of subjects, from climate change in Miami, to the crisis of mass incarceration, to civil rights literacy in Mississippi, the plight of veterans and their families in North Dakota, and this project that brings us together here to look at the narratives that shape the history of a significant American city.
We have Kimberly here as an academic, and then you'll hear from Ralph and Brenda about their different relationships to Baltimore Stories. But Ralph, I will say this, and you can see the video out there, we brought him to the University of Maryland to show one of his documentaries on Hands Up, Don't Shoot, the youth movement. And he was so good that we circled back for Baltimore Stories. His impact on the project, I think, has been pretty profound in ways that I think you'll hear later on. Victoria Marsh called us and then came down and looked at what Baltimore Stories was, and she walked in the room. She was from WGBH, which is a big station, and The World, which is a documentary film platform in Boston. And she walked in and she said, "I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are." Because she'd been all over it. She said, "I have been all over your website." And I don't quite know what to do with it. And she's in Cuba right now, and so she had folks at WGBH do a video that talked about how they've taken the idea from Baltimore Stories and run with it. And I love seeing how people have expanded the model and really run with it.
Hello, Baltimore. Thank you so much for inviting Chris and me to participate in your final convening around Baltimore Stories. Thank you so much to Dr. Parks especially. My name is Liz Chang. I'm General Manager of World Channel, which is a national 24/7 news and documentary channel. We are on 155 public media stations, and we reach about 65% of U.S. TV households.
So I guess, Brenda, to come off of the WGBH piece, can you talk about whether or not there's been influence? I think there has, which is why you're here, with Baltimore Stories and what happened in Charlotte.
Absolutely. Baltimore Stories is a wonderful template and a wonderful articulation of how one can leverage stories to really create conversation and dialogue across difference about incredibly, contentious and caustic realities across the country, and certainly in Baltimore.
I suspect, I can only speak for Baltimore because I was here for Freddie Gray, but when I think about what must have happened in Ferguson, what must have happened in Charlotte, and I think about coming in to my office the day after the uprising began, that silence was so heavy. And even for being in an office of like-minded people, there was still just this real heaviness about how do we process, how do we talk about, how do we even think about ways in which we move forward.
These stories that are created around Baltimore has a chance to be a unique package of whatever, keep in mind those children first, and also secondly, the fearless young men and women who said, wait a minute, we're going to just disrupt what you think is normal. So I think we have to keep in mind, again, why we're here is because of them. And a lot of times these conversations get, they're all on a runaway train and we forget how we even got here. So I just want to honor the city of Baltimore, but I really want to honor the children and the fearless young men and women who said this is not normal.
I am firmly grounded in what I consider being a media critic. My background and degree is in media studies, but I love doing everything to attack what I see in media. And because it is about narrative, I want to attack what narrative is being presented to us.
Baltimore Stories, I think, is an amazing initiative. It really gels with what we do. One of the things that we've done this past year with our content in particular is something that I think is be awesome to share here is we re-released Eyes on the Prize. As you know, it's a historical series, has an Oscar nomination, aired on PBS in the late 80s that really tells the story of the civil rights movement.
And we have a historian here, we have an American Studies professor, and so we began a conversation earlier this morning about history and collective memory. And you have a project that's been running parallel that is meaning to reclaim and therefore disrupt the way. So we should see a bit of it, but you want to introduce it first and then open up and talk. So let's see it, and feel free to get it so that people see.
So when you look back on the generation that identified as being a Negro, I think that term has been tainted a lot through history and the evolution of Black thought. But if you look at the physical results of the self-sustaining communities and the institutions that supported, mainly stemming from family first, pushing outward, arguably you can say that the Negro was more progressive than the quote-unquote African American. That spirit of the Negro and that work that was done by our elders has to be revisited. And if we forget the contributions of our elders, we will not survive, period. I appreciate Dr. Sherry Parks.
Amen.
My brother Kevin and Mrs. Phoebe Stein and my brother Mr. Cohen on the camera, because documenting the conversation is very valuable. And it documents the journey. But I must say two things. There was a question, how will you know that this grant has had impact? And right at the table. And I said, when you become uncomfortable and you still keep funding the initiative, even when it passes your personal comfort, either institutionally, organizationally, personally, in relationships from artists or storytellers, musicians, to the issues of grant funding politics. You know, the level of impact will also be felt when I said also, when we have this same conversation next year at the Enoch Pratt Library on, what is it, North Avenue? Oh, yeah. So reconvening there, right, with this group. These relationships will be strong and powerful only when we continue to fund, communicate, and grow with one another past our comfort levels. And some of those comfort levels is going to be a switch in how we value the commodity of Black pain in our institutions that are many times funded behind the stories of Black pain. Because Black pain is a real thing. Because Black pain is not only pain, but it's joy and happiness too. It's survival, it's a lot of things. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I would definitely continue to grow and any land that is going to harvest some crops that I'm going to be able to eat myself along with you.
As you walk along your path, you may find seeds of self-doubt springing forth from the fertile mind. You must weed them out. Sometimes the signs that you will see include confusion, a sense of disillusion, and you can't put your finger on it. Trust and believe in love and keep on going. Please trust and believe in love. As you walk along your path, you may find seeds of self-doubt springing forth from your fertile mind. You must weed them out. Sometimes the signs that you will see include confusion, a sense of disillusion, and you can't put your finger on it. Trust and believe in love, and it will carry us through if you trust and believe in love. It carries us to the end. Please trust and believe in love. We'll make it through it all. Just trust and believe in love, in love, in love.
Ladies and gentlemen, American Airlines welcomes you to Minneapolis-St. Paul. The local time is 4:40. For your continued safety, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened. Keep the all clear until we have parked safely at the gate and the captain turns off the mounted seatbelt sign. Use caution when removing your items from the overhead bins. Articles may have shifted during flight. On behalf of American Airlines, this entire crew, we thank you for flying with us today. We look forward to seeing you on a future flight.
Why did you make this film?
I made it for y'all. Real talk.